Hello. In this video, we are going to work on a request whereby someone has asked to add some meeting dates for the pre-professional meetings for spring 2014 students. So you'll see that I have the email from Dawn Adams making that request appear on my screen. You'll see that she's asking us to ask these 4 dates. And that form actually lives on the School of Education website. And we can go to see that now. So if we go to the School of Education website, and in the undergraduate section and the teaching experience section, you'll see that we have the student teaching container here on the right side. There's a link to the student teaching meetings. So this is the page where all of the student teaching meeting information appears, along with the links to the electronic sign-up forms. And you'll notice that at this moment in time, for the pre-professional meetings for spring 2014 students, we just have dates and times to be announced, and the sign-up form link has not been activated. So we need to modify that form to add these new dates to it. Then we're going to need to update this web page to list those dates. And I'll also show you where that information posts to. Right now, when someone submits the form that we're going to modify, it'll write to a SharePoint list, but I'll show you when we're done. So let's go back to that email here. And we see that we want to add, again, these 4 dates. So I'm going to go ahead and select this first one while I'm looking at it. Just copy that. I'm going to go over to WCMS, and when we go into WCMS, we'll want to choose the BLE-Duc web folder, and then the website folder, then the undergraduate folder, and the student teaching folder, the student teaching materials folder, and then we'll see pre-professional registration form. We'll go ahead and edit that. That's the form that we need to update. And when you see you'll see in the content editor that we've got a last name, first name, username, email, verify email, and meeting date fields, and a submit button. If we go into the HTML source, we can see that here's the table that contains all of that information. So, first you've got some text here showing last name, and then you've got an input name called last name, and so on and so forth. We want to actually modify the meeting date. Right here, this text is what's going to appear in that meeting date drop-down list. So I'll paste what Dawn had sent me there. And in this field, you'll see what the information that I'll actually post to SharePoint. And I will post that. And just to be consistent, and you'll find that this probably happens quite a bit, that they kind of change the format on us. And actually, you know what? That doesn't really bother me. But what it'll do is probably make the SharePoint list not display kind of exactly how they want it. So we've got November 4th, 2013, and then a comma, and then you've got the time. Actually didn't put a space there. So that's how it should appear. I'm going to go ahead and replace. All right, there. And we'll go to the next one. And we'll paste that in. So we hadn't been showing the day of the week, and replace that with a comma, and add the year, and remove the space there. We'll copy and paste that value. Okay. Now let's find our third date. Paste that third date in. Get rid of the day of the week. change that colon to a comma and remove the space. Copy and paste. And then finally the fourth one. And again, get rid of the date of the week. Change that to a comma. Add the year. And remove the space. Actually didn't format the last one correctly. I forgot the year. So we'll add that back in. And copy that with the correct format there. And again for the fourth date. Copy that. Paste it in there. There isn't a fifth date, so we can get rid of this fifth option just by selecting it and deleting it. So now we have 4 entries in our drop-down list. They look like that, and at a glance, looks like we missed a comma here maybe, so let's go ahead and add that in. Now I think the format is the same for every date, and this value here matches the value that it's actually written to SharePoint. So I think we're all set here. I'm going to go ahead and update this. And we're going to go ahead and submit. And then we're going to go ahead and publish this form. And submit for publishing. So we've got the form updated. You'll see that I'm in a queue here, so while we're waiting for that queue, another thing we need to do is actually add the dates here and activate the link for the sign up form. So we'll go ahead and modify this page. So this is the meetings page in the student teaching materials folder. So if I'm in the student teaching materials, it's the meetings page. So here it is. I'll go ahead and edit that now. So on here, it looks like they're actually, we've got some dates that are listed without a day of the week, and some that are listed with the day of the week. Since Dawn sent me the day of the week this time, I'll go ahead and add it as the day of the week. So let's go back to her email. Pick the first one. I'm going to go ahead and include this location information there. We'll go to the HTML source so I can actually paste from an email. So it's got, here's the list item. I want to make the date. I'm going to add a new list item. We're actually going to need 4 dates, so I'll go ahead and copy that now. So there's your second, there's your third date, and there's your fourth date list item. And then we will copy that, paste it in there. We'll copy the third date, paste into the third list item, and then finally the fourth date. She's also got some formatting around here, so we'll go ahead and bold this text. Go ahead and remove that extra space for her as well. Okay, so now we have our dates listed here. We can go ahead and remove this to be announced and go ahead and activate this link for the electronic sign-up form. So I'll just highlight that text. I'll choose my link button there, and we will search. And this, you'll notice that the form that I was editing before shows up my history because I was just editing it, so I can just select it there. We'll go ahead and let it open in the same window because it is within this website. And insert. And now we have the form. So we'll go ahead and submit this. And then we'll publish that page. And submit. So it looks like my registration form at this moment is top of the queue, so it should be publishing really soon here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the page then in my browser in anticipation of it being published. So we have the pre-professional registration form. So if I go over here, change meetings to pre-professional registration form, should pull up the form for me. And since the new version hasn't published, you'll see the meeting dates. Oh, it actually has published now, so we've got the, looks like the meeting dates have been updated. So my job is no longer in the queue. Just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Notice, yes, meeting dates are there. So let's test the form. So I'll go ahead and fill it out. Looks like I filled this out before because some of my information is appearing. And we'll just pick a meeting date. Usually when I'm testing a form, I won't pick the first or the last one. I'll try to pick a middle one. Doesn't really matter, but sometimes you'll find that that works better. Or you'll get the first one right, but you'll somehow mess up the third one. I don't know, it's just something I do. So we'll go ahead and submit that form. And it looks like it's spinning. And we should see a confirmation page that appears after I've submitted the form. I'm not sure what's taking this so long today. Usually that does not take very long. All right, so confirmation. Your request for registration has been received. So now if we go over to SharePoint, we should see that registration appear. So if I go to the Intranet and go to the Office of Teacher Education site, you'll see that I've got a pre-professional meeting registrants list. And if I open that, you should now see November 12th, 2013. So here is the meeting that I just signed up for. So that appears to be working. It's posted to SharePoint, just like it's supposed to. Let's go back to the WCMS queue and see. Looks like I've been cleared out. So it looks like that meetings page has been updated. So I'm going to navigate back to there by going undergraduate and teaching experience. Student teaching meetings, and you'll see that in fact here are the new meeting dates, and here is the link to the sign up form, and there's that form that we just created. So I would say that all appears to be well, and this task has been completed. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at ets@indiana.edu, and we'll be able to help you with any of your website needs. Thank you very much and have a great day.